Welcome to our lecture online. Now we're going to look at 6 molecules in a box, kind of the way we looked at the 100 coin toss in the previous video, but you'll see there's one more component. We're also going to take a look at the entropy of that particular condition, or we should say the entropy of each of the different macro states that we can have in a situation where we have 6 molecules that can be distributed at random inside a box. Now, one thing that's not typically made clear in most textbooks is that in this particular case we're going to assume that the box can be divided into 2 halves. But who says that that's what we need to do? We could have a situation where the box is divided to 3/3 or 4/4 or 5/1/5 and have the molecules roam around throughout that box, and then we need to keep track of which molecule is where at any given time, and then try to come up with the thermodynamic probability, or what we call the normalized probability, or the entropy of that situation. And it will be different depending upon how we divide the box. In this case, we're doing a simple example with 6 molecules in the box and only consider the 2 halves. So, which means that we can have all the molecules on one side and none on the other side, or have all the molecules on this side and none on this side, or some combination thereof. Turns out there's 7 different combinations like that, so there are 7 macro states. And again, we use the letter K to indicate macro state. K equals 1, K equals 2, K equals 3, and so forth. Now it turns out, since the molecules are distinguishable, now you say, well, how do you do that? No, we're just simply going to assume they're distinguishable. That's the way we do this. That means there's just one particular way in which we can have this situation. There's 6 different ways in which we can have this situation. Again, there only would be one way to have this situation if they were not distinguishable. But again, we're using distinguishable molecules. So we mark each one of them. Now, not really, we can't do that, but that's the way we work with statistical thermodynamics. It's as if we can distinguish, we can figure out which molecule we're dealing with. And so this gives us the number of microstates. Notice we use the letter W to give us the number of microstates, and that is also known as the thermodynamic probability. How do we calculate these number of microstates? Well, this is the formula. N is the number of molecules, and then small n is the number of molecules on one side of the box. Doesn't matter which one you start with. So let's say we start with n being on the left side, so there's 0 molecules here, and there's a total of 6 molecules, so the equation is 6 factorial divided by 6 minus 0 factorial, which is essentially 6 factorial, times 0 factorial. So this ends up being 1. I didn't write that, but I guess we can say that's equal to 1. Then if we do it where we have 5 molecules on one side and 1 on the other side, we go 6 factorial divided by 5 factorial times 1 factorial. Of course, 6 factorial divided by 5 factorial is simply 6. 1 factorial by definition is 1, just like 0 factorial by definition is 1, so this gives us 6. And just as an example, I'll just throw a little example in here. Let's do this one here. So let's say we have 6 factorial, that's 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, divided by 4 factorial, 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, and multiply that times 2 factorial, 2 times 1. And notice that this cancels out with this, and 2 times 1, that's equal to 2. We have a 6 times 5, which is 30, so this is 30 divided by 2, which is 15. And so that's how we come up with the number of microstates, by using that kind of calculation. So we did that for all 6. So this again is equal to 1. And then we have what we call the true or normalized probability. We have a total of 64 different microstates that we can have. And then we can see that there's one particular occasion in which we, out of the 64, or 6 out of 64, or 15 out of 64, so you can see when you add all these up, end up at 64, or 64 is equal to 1. So we call that a normalized probability. Now what about entropy? So what has the greatest entropy and what has the smallest entropy? And again, entropy is a measure of disorder, or in the most probable state. So what would be the most probable state? So obviously this is the most probable state, where we have 3 on each side of the box. Notice the normalized probability is 20 out of 64, so that's almost a third of the cases will happen to be right here. That gives you the highest entropy. So you can see that this is the highest entropy number right here. 0 here and 0 there. In other words, if all the molecules happen to be on one side of the box and none on the other side of the box, we consider that the 0 entropy state. That is the highest ordered state that you can have in this particular configuration, which gives you 0 entropy. How does that work? Well, here's the equation. The entropy can be calculated. Oh, this is wrong here. Sorry about that. This should be S. So note there, that should be an S, not a W. So S, standing for entropy, is equal to K times the natural log of W. K, well, K is R divided by N sub A. R is the gas constant, and N sub A is the number of molecules in a mole. So it's Avogadro's number. So when we take the gas constant divided by Avogadro's number, we get K. K is known as the Boltzmann's constant, and K is known as 1.38 times 10 to the minus 23 joules per Kelvin. Turns out Boltzmann actually has this equation engraved on his gravestone, because that's the one that he figured out, and it's an enormously popular and enormously important equation in statistical thermodynamics. So we can actually calculate the entropy of a particular macro state. And so in this case, these are the numbers we end up with. How it's done? So let's go ahead and take the natural log of W. Well, if W is equal to 1, W being the calculated or the thermodynamic probability, the natural log of 1 is 0, so therefore you get 0 entropy. But then if omega, or not omega, W, I keep calling it omega, if W, in other words, the thermodynamic probability of W is equal to 6, the natural log of 6 times K will give you this number, and so forth. The natural log of 15 times K, the natural log of 20 times K will give you these values for the entropy of the various configurations or the various macro states, as we call them. Notice different textbooks will use different terminology. Sometimes they call it configurations, sometimes they call it macro states. Might as well put an S there, make it correct. So at least this gives you a really good way of looking at a particular situation. Once you understand how this works, you can then apply this to many other situations, and later on we'll show you examples where we have more than two sides of the box. Well, you can't have more than two sides, but you can partition it in more than two segments, so to speak, or two pieces. And you can see then how everything will change when we do that. But this is it. There's 7 particular macro states. For each macro state, you have a certain number of micro states. They can be calculated using this equation. We can then normalize the probability. You get this. This is known as the thermodynamic probability. And then using Boltzmann's equation, the very, very famous Boltzmann equation, where the entropy is equal to K times the natural log of W. W, of course, being the number of microstates or the thermodynamic probability, and from that you calculate the entropy of that particular state. And of course, all things tend to higher entropy, so all things tend to the greatest entropy state, macro state. In other words, this is the most likely situation and it has the highest entropy, and that is how it's done.